I would like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Beyond the Fear podcast, the place where y'all come for motivation, inspiration, uplifting, and overall positive message. I'm your host, DJ. And man, one of the first things that I want to say, man, I just want to give props out. I just want to give props to all the parents out there, whether y'all are single parents, parenting together, co-parenting, whatever it is, foster parents, whatever the case may be. I just want to show y'all some love and just to say thank y'all. I also want to send a quick message out to my mom, telling her thank you. I know I'm always thanking you, but definitely going through trying to help her raise my nephew. It gives me a deeper and a stronger appreciation for what parents go through on a day-to-day basis. And man, I can't give y'all enough credit. I can't give y'all enough props. I can't give y'all enough appreciation for the job that y'all are doing. So even when you think that you're not doing a great job, the fact that you're there, the fact that you're trying, you may not be perfect, but you're giving the effort. You're trying, continue to grow, continue to get better, to continue to learn from your mistakes. And this isn't an exact science, man. There's always something to learn. There's always something to get better with. But again, I just want to give y'all props, and I want to give my mom thanks, and I want to show her love and appreciation because she did a wonderful job raising us, and now she's going through it again with my nephew, and I'm doing my best to help out. And it's just giving me a deeper appreciation for parenthood. But with that said, what I want to talk about is something that I learned, the other day going through a situation with my nephew. And man, there's so much growth. There's so many opportunities for growth in every single challenge. My nephew challenges me in so many ways. He challenges me to be patient. He challenges me to learn how to talk to him with understanding, how to give grace. So many things that I've had to work on with myself. And now I'm having to apply what I've learned with him in real time. And some days I win, some days I'm successful, other days not so much. The other day was one of those days where, you know, I wasn't as successful as I would like to be, but instead of drowning in despair or thinking like I can't do this, again, like we said in the last episode, that I can't mentality. So instead of thinking like that, it's a chance for me to learn, a chance for me to get better, a chance for me to grow, and a chance for me to do better next time, to learn from how I reacted to him and what he was going through, and ways that I can be better, ways that I can do a better job of not just handling his emotions, but handling my emotions so that I don't trigger something deeper in his emotions, or if his emotions are triggering something in me, being catching myself and being smart enough to say, hey, this situation is just, am I adding gasoline to the fire, or am I trying to help smother the fire to put the fire out? And in my attempt to try to put the fire out, I was being triggered and just making the fire worse. I was just adding gasoline. And so, once I had time to sit back and reflect, I did apologize to him because, again, my energy, my emotions were a part of fanning the flame, even if I wasn't the one who started the flame, and my intentions to try to calm the flame and try to stop the fire, I made it worse. And so that's a perfect example, because I know all week I've been hearing about intention versus impact. And so my intention was for me to calm him down. My impact was I just made it worse because my emotions weren't in the right space. I wasn't in the right space because some of the things that he was doing was triggering my frustration, triggering my anger. And, I wasn't able to calm him down, even though, again, that was my intention, but that was definitely not the impact that I had. And so I think that it's important to know yourself. I think that it's important to understand that challenges are going to come in life. That's just challenges are a part of life. We can't escape it no matter how good we feel like life is. Things are going to come with challenges. Every new promotion, every new level, every new elevation, upgrade, whatever it is that you have is going to come with challenges. It's going to come with its own set of challenges. And we have to learn how to meet those challenges and understand what it takes to meet those challenges. So sometimes you're going to meet those challenges and you're going to fall short of what you expect. You're going to fall short of what you need to do. But in falling short, there's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to understand what it takes, to understand what you need to have a better understanding of yourself and how you react to whatever is going on at this new level, at this new promotion, at this whatever, this new stage in life. There's a chance for you to understand how you mix with this, how you react with it. So, again, the other day, I just learned that just like for him, when he feels overwhelmed, when he feels overstimulated, he has to take a step back. And now I realize that when he's kind of having one of those emotional fits, it's best for me to take a step back and let my mom step in and, at the very least get him calm. And then once we're both calm, then I can have a conversation with him and I can talk to him and I can get him to understand, hey, this is what we have to do. This is what I need to do for you going forward. This is what I need you to do for me going forward. I can have a conversation with him once we're calm, but in the middle of it, again, our energies don't mix that well. And again, that's something that I'm learning. That's something that I'm accepting. That's also something, like I said, that I've apologized to him for because I didn't realize it at first. And now I am realizing that, hey, when his energy is high like that, our energies don't really mix very well. I don't know how to I haven't unlocked that skill yet of being able to calm him down once he gets past a certain point. Now, up to a certain point, I can get him to calm down. But once he gets past that point, I have not yet unlocked those skills, but I'm working to get myself there. But it's a challenge. And if you know me, if you listen to the pod long enough, you know that for the longest time, me and challenges didn't get along. Me and challenges were like my worst enemy. Challenge was like a repellent for me. If it's something that challenged me in a way that I didn't want to be challenged, I just ran. I left. I quit. Whatever you want to call it, I did it. I avoided it. To the best of my abilities. When things challenged me, especially when I didn't want to be challenged, or it challenged me more than the level that I wanted to be challenged at. If I was okay with, okay, challenge me up to this point, I'm cool with. Anything exceeding that point, I'm out. And so this is challenging me on an extreme level, and I can't afford. I'm not going to give up on him because I feel like he's had enough of that. He's had enough of people. He's had enough people come into his life, and whether it's through circumstances that they can control, things that they can't control, leave, and I don't want to be another that for him. I don't want him to see me as that, like when things got hard, Unc left. I want him to see me struggling. I want him to see me coming to him apologizing. I want him to see me coming to him and admitting when I'm wrong, admitting when I don't have the skills yet, but also I want him to see me overcoming that, me learning the skills, me getting the skills, me improving, because I want him to see that just because it's difficult, just because it's hard, just because it feels impossible, doesn't make it impossible. It just makes it more of a challenge. It makes it more of something that you have to put more energy and more effort into. And this is something that I want him to realize for himself. And I know one of the best opportunities for him to realize that is to see me go through it with him, for him to see that I care enough about him to keep pushing. I care enough about him to keep trying. I care enough about him to not give up and to show up every single day for him and for what he wants to do, for his goals, for his dreams. And I have to push him, and I want him to be way better than me. I want him to be way more than me. I want him to be way more successful than I could ever be. But I need him to understand that you need that tough love. It's still love, but it's tough love. Love isn't always going to be the gentle, you know, go along type of love. Like, yes, you need that too. And yes, I do my best to provide that, but I also have to help provide structure, because structure is what you need to fall back on when times get hard. You got to be able to fall back on your discipline. You got to be able to fall back on your foundation. And that's what I'm trying to help you build, because for the longest time, you haven't had that. You haven't had structure. You haven't had solid foundation. And now you're in a place where that's demanded of you. And I know that that's tough for him, because he goes from a place where he didn't really have structure to now he has structure, and now he has rules, and now he has guidelines, and now he has boundaries. And when he steps outside of those boundaries, there has to be consequences. And this is something new for him. It's something new for me. Obviously because I don't have any kids, I've never had to step up and be this level of a father figure, and it's new for me. It's very challenging. I know I've come on here and said that before, but I want him to understand that he's worth it. It is a challenge, but he's worth the challenge. He's worth fighting for. He's worth pushing for. He's worth all of the things that I'm trying to do. He's worth it. And I want him to see that. And more importantly, I want him to feel that. I want to show him that, it's worth all the growing pains that I have to go through to get to where I want to be. Because not only do I want to be a better version for him, I want to be a better version for me. I want to be able to handle adversity, especially when it comes to mental and emotional things. I want to be able to know that I can handle myself. I want to know that I can keep my emotions in check when emotions are high. I want to know that I can be there for myself and for other people, even though, things are kind of in a weird, funky place, you know what I'm saying? In a highly emotional space. I want to know that I can stay calm, I can stay collected, I can still be there, I can still be loving, I can still be caring, and still help you understand that, hey, we need structure. There has to be structure here. And so, excuse me. And so it's important for me, on one hand, I hate that um it happened. I hate that he had another episode, but at the same time, I'm also thankful because it gives me more things to reflect on. It gives me more opportunities to handle things better. It gives me more of a sample size of how to handle things better, what works for him and what doesn't, what helps keep him calm and what doesn't. You know, it's just a lot of growing that I have to do, that he has to do, that we have to do together, and learning each other and learning his triggers, him learning my triggers, me doing a better job because I am the adult with handling my triggers, but also me owning up to when I don't handle my triggers, but me owning up to that and me being able to have a conversation with him and to let him know, hey, I dropped the ball this time. You know what I'm saying? I saw you teetering and I didn't handle that the right way. I didn't handle that the best way. And I'm sorry. And just letting him know that, hey, it's important to acknowledge when you're wrong. It's important to go apologize to the people that you offend. Yes, you may have had the best of intentions, but your impact, you know what I'm saying? Your intent may have been good, but your impact was bad. You gotta, especially if you care about these people, you gotta apologize when you're wrong. You gotta apologize when you impact somebody negatively, even though that wasn't your intention. Own it, you know what I'm saying? And do better, and I want him to see that. I want him to see that coming from me so that I can be a better example for him for when he goes through it. He does a better job. But it's all an opportunity for growth. The challenges, present an opportunity to get better, to grow, to become more, to do more, to be better. And I had to understand that, I'm still understanding, I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to grasp that because I don't always handle challenges the best. And, I'm trying to do better because, again, I'm trying to get to the point where I'm not just running from the challenges. My instincts aren't just, or my first response isn't just to run from a challenge. It should be to face it head on and to figure out what I can do to be better, what I can do to handle things better, what I can do to make this no longer a challenge, to make this no longer a hurdle for me, And again, I think that that's the beautiful part about this. And maybe that's why God brought him into my life at this time is, because he's going to challenge me, because he's going to push me, because he's going to give me an opportunity to be patient, to have more understanding, to have more grace, to soften my heart, to just soften me, period, all over, and to show me that I need to have more compassion. I need to have more love, because those are the things that he needs coming from where he came from to where he is now. That's what he needs. He still needs structure. He still needs discipline. He still needs to, understand these things, but he also needs that other stuff too, the love, the compassion and things like that. So this is what I may need. You know what I'm saying? These are tools that I need in my tool belt. And so God has given me the opportunity to learn these things, but it's taken me a while to understand that this is an opportunity because I think, for me, again, for the longest time, I looked at stuff like this as a punishment. Like, why am I being punished? Why am I being taken through this? Why do I have to go through this? And I just looked at everything as a negative instead of looking at it as these are opportunities. I asked God for patience. I asked God for understanding. I asked God to help me with grace, to giving myself grace. And now he's given me this huge opportunity where I have to be very patient. I have to be very understanding. I have to be very graceful. I have to be very loving, very caring, because it can't just be me barking at him but never coming back to him, letting him know how much I love him, how much I'm proud of him, how much I want him to be proud of himself, how much he's grown, and and telling him about the things that he does right. It isn't just about the things that he does wrong, but also reinforcing, hey, you did right here, you did a good thing here. Like just the other day, we were getting out the car. He's seen the neighbors, and they're two older ladies, and he was like, I'm finna go help them. And in my head, I'm like, wait, what? And so we helped them, get some drinks and stuff out of their car, helped them get it into their apartment. And when we were done, I gave him a pound, man, and I was like, man, I'm proud of you. I didn't have to say anything to him because I didn't even see them. I didn't even notice them. He saw them and was like, I'm finna go ask them for help. And man, and that's huge. That's a huge thing, man. And I just wanted to let him know, hey, I'm proud of you. That was good. That was a good catch, good call. And so he's doing amazing. We had a visit with his teachers. He's doing amazing, except for one class, and even in that class, it's just sometimes things get hard for him, and when he gets overwhelmed, he just shuts down and he just wants to be um when a kid is bored because they've already decided I'm not doing this work, it can become he can become a disruption. But outside of that, all his teachers, he's smart, he's attentive, he's doing his work. They just have a bunch of glowing things, and so man, it's just amazing. And I make sure that I do as well of a job as I can, and I can always do better, to tell him how proud I am of him, how proud he should be of himself, and just how amazing he is and all the potential that he has. Because I remember being that age and I remember people telling me the exact same things, but because I didn't believe it myself, it just went in one ear and out the other. So for me, my goal is to just keep telling him to not, and I'm not letting up on that. I'm going to keep telling him every single chance that I get, hey, I'm proud of you, I love you, you're an amazing person, you have so much potential, keep going. I see you when you're doing these things, man, that's a good look, I'm proud of you, just to keep reinforcing him positive in a positive way, that you're on the right track. Yes, you may fall off track a little bit. Yes, you may make a wrong turn here or there, but for the most part, you are on the right track and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm so proud of you. And, it's just one of those things where I'm trying to be for him what I never received, what I never got from my father. And again, there's no knock on my father. He had his own things that he was dealing with and, that he was going through. And he, may have struggled to be there for himself. So how could I expect him to be there for me now, be there for me back then? But I wish that I could have had at that time, especially around that age, somebody to tell me that it's going to be okay, but you're going to have to do the work. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It may not feel like it right now, but you're going to be okay. But you got to do the work. The work has to happen. You got to show up for yourself. You have to show up and do the work. You got to, keep your word, just all of those things that you just need to hear, those positive reinforcements just to let you know that, hey, you're on the right track. And again, I had people trying to be there for me, but because it wasn't consistent messages, and again, part of it was me, I didn't believe it. That was the major part. So let me not even say part. A huge part of it was I didn't believe. And so I see that in him, that what we're saying is just going in one ear and out the other because he doesn't believe. And so I'm trying to fight for him to believe how amazing he is, for him to believe how much potential he has, and that's a process, but it's it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? He's worth it, but it is a process because I understand for him, like, and this was me, and I haven't dealt with nowhere near as much trauma as he's dealt with. So it's a lot of things that we have to tackle. It's a lot of things that he has to, a lot of minds that he has to dig up before he can even really truly see how amazing he is, because he's heard how terrible he is and how bad he is and all of these things. And so now that has shaped a lot of his perception of himself. And as we know, perception becomes reality. So for him, he may only see the negative. He only counts the negative. You know what I'm saying? So even when he's upset, he only recalls all the negative things about the people around him. He doesn't recall how loving, how caring, how supportive we are. But when he's upset, it's just about the negativity when we've yelled, when we've done those things. And so, it's just trying to show him that, hey, we're here. We're trying to be positive. We're trying to, yes, we dropped the ball. We're not perfect. So even as adults, we're not perfect. So I'm never asking you to be perfect. I just need you to understand that we're also not perfect. We also are going to make mistakes. We're going to make bad choices. We're going to decide the wrong thing. And again, we may have the best of intentions, but it just ends up hurting you. And we have to be able to acknowledge that and apologize to you for that. But you have to also be willing to do the same in understanding that, yes, your intentions may have been great. They may have been the best of intentions, but the impact still hurt. And so, just again, just trying to get him to understand accountability, responsibility. Those are things that we're still working on, but it's an opportunity. It's a challenge, but it's an opportunity for him and for me and for my mom, for all of us to grow, for her not to make the same choices that she made with us. She's doing a hell of a lot better with him than she did with us. And again, not to say that she was a bad mom, but just saying that she knows a lot more now. She's in a way better space spiritually, emotionally, mentally than she was back then. So I can see the way that she loves on him and the way that she cares for him. And these are things that, again, we didn't get. And so it makes me happy to see her in that space. It makes me happy to see that she can connect with him when he reaches past a certain level and can help calm him down. And it's giving me things to work on and things that I need to, like I said, tools that I need to bring into my emotional tool belt to help me understand how to relate and to connect with him when when the emotions are getting high and, he's getting to a point where I know he's not worried about consequences anymore. he's then gotten to that point where when his levels when he gets to that level of overstimulation, once it passes a certain point, he's no longer worried about consequences. He's no longer worried about what comes after this. You know what I'm saying? And I want to try my best to keep him away from that, to keep him, to give him that big layer before that, where it's like, hold on, is this worth it? Whatever I'm getting upset about, whatever I'm getting ready to get frustrated about, me getting ready to throw this fit, me getting ready to throw this temper tantrum, me getting ready to do whatever it is that I'm about to do, is it worth it? Like, I'm trying to help build that layer there to help him say, hey, is this worth it? Are my next steps worth whatever the outcome of my next steps are going to be? Is it worth it? I'm trying to get him to get that. And it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. It's going to take understanding, because we have a lot of things that we have to get out of his head. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of trauma that that he has to work through. So that's the point of therapy. That's the point of getting him in therapy and talking to people and trying to get him to talk his emotions and talk his feelings out and get things out in the open. So that way we can help him, clear his mind of those things and understand you're not in that space anymore. And God willing, you won't have to go back to that space, but you have to do your part. And your part is just showing up, going to therapy, talking to us, going to school, learning, doing your homework, stuff like that. Things that are within your ability to do. We're not asking you to do things you can't do. We're not asking you to go be Superman. We're not asking you to go save the world. We're not asking you to end, the hunger. We're not asking you to create world peace. We're just asking you to show up and be you and do it to the best of your abilities at the level and at the standard that you're supposed to do. Because we know that when you do something and I come and I look at you, excuse me, and you have your head down and you don't want to look me in my eye, that's because you know that you're doing something or you did something that you wasn't supposed to do. And you knew you weren't supposed to do it. But again, because you may have had that intrusive thought and you may have acted on that intrusive thought, you didn't worry about the consequences. You didn't worry about what comes after this intrusive thought. After I do or say this thing, what comes next? And again, that's what I'm trying to get to. The goal for me is to get him to get that layer of asking himself, hey, consequences come after every action. Is what I'm about to say or what I'm about to do worth the consequences that are going to come with it? And again, it's a work in progress. It's not going to it's not something that's going to be overnight, but it's something that's worth it, and something that in the moment had me so frustrated. When I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about it, it has me smiling because I know that he's going to get through this, and I know he's going to come on the other side of it better. And we're going to be able to look back on this and be like, man, you remember when you used to, and do you remember when I used to react this way and all that stuff? And we'll be able to smile about it. We'll be able to laugh about it because we've grown stronger. We've become better. We'll have a stronger bond. But it's something that takes time. You know what I'm saying? And it's a challenge, but we don't have to look at challenges as a negative things. We can look at challenges as an opportunity to get better, to do better, to improve, to challenge where you are in life right now. Because maybe you're in a stagnant place and, in certain places in your life. And maybe that challenge is going to help that stagnation. Maybe that challenge is going to help push you past that stagnation and push you past this place that you've been in for so long. So maybe you need this challenge because, again, this challenge represents an opportunity to be better, to become better. So if you're going through a challenge right now or you see a challenge on the horizon, don't avoid it. Welcome it, because it may be exactly what you need to push through to the next level. That challenge that you're avoiding may be the key to unlocking what's next for you. That challenge may be the final step to elevating, to getting to the next stage in life, to getting to whatever it is that your goal and your dreams, that might be one step closer to your aspirations. So stop avoiding those challenges and start meeting them. And yes, the first time you take on that challenge, you may not be successful, but that's not the end of your story. That's not the end of that challenge. You learn, you do better, you come up with a better plan, you adapt, and then you hit that challenge again. And at some point, you're going to break through. But in order to break through, you got to push through. You have to meet the challenge. You can't just break through by standing in the same spot. It doesn't work like that. And that's something that I have to tell myself, because I just also, you know what I'm saying? I've been plenty of times, most of my life, just thinking, okay, something's going to happen. Something's going to fall in my lap. There's going to be some breakthrough. And I probably could have had several breakthroughs if I had been willing to do the work, if I had been willing to put the time and the energy and the effort in. And the moment that a challenge came my way, that may have been my breakthrough. Your breakthrough may be on the other side of this challenge that you're avoiding. The same thing that you're avoiding is the same thing that you need to get to where you want to be. And I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm just saying, what if your breakthrough, what if your big opportunity, what if that thing that you've been waiting for is on the other side of that challenge that you're avoiding? You just never know. You won't know until you try. So meet that challenge head on. And if you don't succeed the first time, then you try again and you continue to try. Just make sure you're getting better every single time. Make sure you're learning from every single try, every single attempt at that challenge. Learn something so that way you're not doing the same things. You're attacking it from different angles. You're looking at it from different perspectives. You're bringing in the help, you're bringing in the resources to give you different eyes and to give you different angles and perspectives on everything that you're doing with this challenge, so that way you can get it and you can finally break through that challenge and hopefully hit that breakthrough and break through that, and you remove that glass ceiling and you get to whatever the next level is that you're going for. But that's it for today's message. I want to thank everybody for listening on whatever platforms y'all are listening on. I appreciate the downloads and I appreciate the love. And to everybody watching on YouTube, I want to thank y'all as well. Please continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time we meet, y'all already know, stay blessed.